Hey, this is Taylor with Believe in the Run, and today I have 3 different shoes for you. This is the Prodigio line by La Sportiva. One of the main questions we get asked as reviewers is comparisons between different shoes. A lot of times that is a similar shoe between different brands, and sometimes it's also comparing the whole Rolodex of shoes that a single brand has. And today we're doing the latter, going over the Prodigio line. They have something for everybody, and that's the key here, is that many brands are coming out with a full lineup of shoes that have some commonalities that you can go on any different terrain with. And we've seen that on the road side, and we're starting to see it more on the trail side of having a similar fit, similar technologies, but just orienting it toward different terrain or paces, or just filling the gamut of having a shoe for anything. And so today we're going to go over the Prodigio line, and it all starts with the original Prodigio. Just last year they came out with the Prodigio and we loved it. It won one of our Best in Gear awards, even a runner-up in some awards, but it's just a shoe that can kind of do it all, and that's what the Prodigio line is meant to do. It's meant to broaden La Sportiva's spectrum of what trail running means. In the past, they've been a really mountain-centric brand, especially with their footwear. They still are a mountain-centric brand, but they're just, again, broadening their shoe choices for a lot of different runners and on a lot of different terrain. We were impressed with this one because of the overall fit and the quality that La Sportiva tends to have with their shoes. And so for here in the La Sportiva Prodigio, we have a fairly basic engineered mesh upper, but it was really breathable, durable, fit really nicely. What you can expect from La Sportiva is a nice fit through the midfoot and heel to really lock down your foot. In the Prodigio line, and you'll see through these other shoes too, it's going to be a little bit broader of a fit than La Sportiva has ever had, and that's going to be more accommodating for a lot of different runners and terrain. And then here in the La Sportiva Prodigio, again, the baseline model, they have this updated midsole. It's a nitrogen-infused EVA, supercritical midsole, and that was leaps and bounds better than anything that they had available from other shoes. And this one is a moderate stack. It has 33 in the heel to 27 in the forefoot, so it's really a pretty versatile shoe, and that's one of the things we loved most about it, in the fact that it gives you some protection. You do get some energy return because it's still a decent amount of foam underfoot, but you also are low enough to the ground to feel really in control. Again, versatile is kind of the name of the Prodigio line, and this base Prodigio really can do it all. On the bottom, you still get that friction outsole that La Sportiva is known for. This is a dual compound, so they have a stickier rubber in the forefoot, more durable in the heel. They call that friction red. You'll also see that in the La Sportiva Prodigio Max. These lugs are a little tamer than you would normally see on a La Sportiva shoe. Any shoe that they come out with typically has like a 5mm lug or more. These ones are a little bit lower. I believe these are 3.5 or 4. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but they did the trick for a lot of different terrain. And because the rubber is so grippy, so tacky and durable, I really didn't feel any lack of performance because of the shallower lug depth, unless it was on a more muddy, deeper section, but that was rare for here in the mountains. So La Sportiva Prodigio, again, laid the foundation for this line. After that came the La Sportiva Prodigio Pro, and this is an exciting shoe for a lot of different reasons. One, it's a true race day option from the brand. It's one of our favorites of 2025, and I'm just gonna say that this is actually one of my favorite shoes of all time. It's, again, so versatile. That's this whole Prodigio line. It's a versatile trail shoe. It doesn't have a plate as many brands are trying to do with their racers, but this one does have a really high energy, super versatile foam down here. This is called the X-Flow Speed, and it is a supercritical EVA on the outer cage, but on the inner core, it's a supercritical TPU. So, and another unique thing about that is that there is no liner underneath this insole, and so there's really just an unfiltered feel between your foot and the foam. And so that is a unique thing for a lot of performance shoes. And they did that by having this power wire upper. So this really highly engineered TPU yarns is just kind of going this way and that, really mapped well to the foot. And they also have this really nice integrated booty that just gives you a really secure fit. Again, even though this is a slightly higher stack, a little more than the Prodigio, so this is a 34 in the heel to 28. And that's kind of I wouldn't say it's a high stack. It's kind of in that mid-range for trail shoes out there right now, but it's a really nice stack that you get a lot of the benefits of cushion, true energy return, but it's not so high that you're falling or feeling like it's unstable. And so this is one of the highest performance shoes because you get all those benefits of a really high-end foam, but you also get the great benefits of being just low enough to the ground and just super confident because of this fit. Also on the bottom, this one has a friction white. In the friction red recipe, that's going to be that same rubber that's in the forefoot. So this whole outsole is a friction white outsole with 5mm lugs. So that's unique also on a race day option to have such deep lugs. This horseshoe pattern and this friction white outsole just made it able to grip on a lot of different things. I was completely satisfied on any of the terrain I went with the La Sportiva Prodigio Pro. And so again, even though this trail shoe, this trail race day shoe, whenever you want to pick up the pace, even though it doesn't have a plate inside, that's not even a problem in this case because it's such high performing and confidence inducing with the La Sportiva Prodigio Pro. I'd pick this up for any race, any day. And last but not least, we have the Prodigio Max, and this one kind of blends the two options we already talked about. But of course, with a tagline of Max on there, we know that this is going to be higher. So this is a 37mm in the heel to 31, and when you add in there the lug depth, the insole, all of that, this ends up being a true max stack option. And what's going to feel familiar between this and the other Prodigio line is that fit. Again, we're having a really nice fit through the midfoot and the heel. You're going to notice a lot more structure and padding through this model because it is oriented toward the comfort side. It's meant to be able to go far and feel good. Another nice thing is that you're going to have a slightly broader, more accommodating forefoot. This feels the most accommodating out of all these options. And on the top, we have this comfort wire upper. So in the Pro, we had this power wire upper, really thin, really breathable. For this one, we have this comfort wire upper, again, really oriented toward the comfort side, but it's going to be very durable and nicely mapped to the foot. But underfoot, they have this X-Flow endurance recipe, and so it's similar to the Pro and similar to the original Prodigio in the fact that it has this outer cage that's a supercritical EVA. So more dense, still has some really nice character to it, and on the inside is going to be this eTPU core. So it's going to be even softer technically than the Pro, but it does have that liner underneath too. So you're not getting as much of an unfiltered feel. And I would say it is a more filtered feel in the terms of protection and ride because this is a very protected, very stable. It feels a little more dense in my experience than the Prodigio Pro. It actually feels just a really high stack of the X-Flow that you found in the Prodigio, and if you like that feel, you're really likely going to like this as well. This outsole is broader, so it's naturally going to be more stable. Also, the concoction of foams is just making this a more stable, protective ride overall. On the outsole, you have a similar recipe to the original Prodigio in that forefoot's going to be friction white and the rear foot is going to be that more durable option. So they both have a friction red outsole because it has two different rubber compounds at work. Again, just like the other options, these 4mm lugs are really phenomenal in terms of being able to get grip and feel protected and just feel confident on your run. And so really, La Sportiva has come to us with this Prodigio line that offers something for everybody, something for any kind of run you want to go on. And whether you're a La Sportiva fan or haven't found them yet, you can find pretty much any of your trail running needs right here in the La Sportiva Prodigio line. I do want to get to some recommendations though, because these shoes are high performing in their own right, and many people will use them for many different purposes. But for me, I could use them out here in the Rockies for a lot of different things. When I reach for the La Sportiva Prodigio, that's going to be kind of my carefree day. I just want a simple shoe to do anything I ask it to, and that's the La Sportiva Prodigio. When I want to go faster, go farther, and just simply feel good and confident on anything, that's the La Sportiva Prodigio Pro. And honestly, if you're looking for maybe a slightly spendier shoe to spend some money on, that could be your everyday shoe, adventuring shoe, anything, man, it's really hard not to reach for the La Sportiva Prodigio. If again, I'm going farther or I need more stability, more protection, more cushion for the long haul, that's an easy one with the La Sportiva Prodigio Max. So you have something here for everybody. Again, they run really well on smoother terrain as they do on more technical terrain. Just again, La Sportiva Prodigio line, super versatile. I'm happy with what they have.